Welcome to H2K Infosys. H2K Infosys is a e-verify business based in Atlanta, Georgia, United States. We provide 100% job-oriented, instructor-led, face-to-face, true live online software training programs. It also includes access to cloud test lab with software tools. We provide live project for you to work on. We also provide assistance with mock interviews, resume preparation and review, and job placement assistance. H2K Infosys is trusted by so many students across the world. H2K Infosys provides world-class services in IT training with real-time project work for corporates and individuals, special IT training for MS students in the United States, software design, development, QA manual and automation, performance testing and maintenance, IT staff augmentation, job placement assistance, and tech support.
So your body part will contain the actual XML that you want to send it to the server, and your header part will consist of all the authentication and authorization information. See, you have exposed one service. Let us say Etron.com has exposed one service, and he just need to identify who is the vendor that will be going to communicate to the service provider. That's the reason normally the service providers will provide some authentication or authorization keys to them, and they will inform to those guys that whenever you are sending messages, send the authorization keys within your header element. If the authorization fails, the service provider won't process the message and he will respond back with SOAP fault message. The SOAP fault message will be specified within your body itself. So your body contains either the actual XML format or else it can contain your SOAP fault. But at any point of time, it's just like either or choice, either your normal XML or your SOAP fault elements. See, this part, it's not required for you to create the envelope or header or body. This entire stuff will be created automatically by your SOAP processor. You just need to prepare this XML, and once after that, you just need to specify that this is the header information that I want to communicate, and your SOAP processor will create this particular format and send it to the server. So on the server side also, you can just read the parameters within the header. You have several classes available for that, and the corresponding methods are also available. By using those classes and methods, you can retrieve this information and validate whether the key, authorization key, is matched or not. SOAP envelope, which is your root element, and within that it can contain SOAP header, and header can contain any kind of SOAP blocks, nothing but any kind of normal XML elements. And within your SOAP body, either you can contain the SOAP blocks, nothing but your actual XML message, or else it can contain your SOAP fault. So here you can see that environment header must understand, there is an element must understand, which informs to the server that I'm going to send some elements in the header. The server has to understand that elements to process the request. If at all, if the server hasn't understand those elements, don't process the request at all. So that's what must understand element informs. So within your environment body, envelope body, the fault message, if at all, if it is a valid XML, it will respond back with the success response, or else it will respond with a fault message. And your fault message consists of two elements, fault code and fault string. Here fault code, you can see that environment must understand, fault string, one or more header parameters not understood. WSDL, it is like a big one. We'll discuss in a second. So let us complete the UDDI. UDDI is a layer on top of SOAP protocol. It consists of only two actors. The first one is publisher and the next one is client. Publisher who will be going to publish his service to the registry, and the client who is interested to get the information from the service provider or who is interested for the service. So here you can see that there are two UDDI registries and there is a link between the UDDI registries as well. So if a client asks for a service which was not available at this level, then he can take a look at this level as well and he can get the service from this UDDI registry details. So publisher, once he has designed the service, he has the capability of providing or publishing the service with the UDDI registry, and the client can request for the service or search for the service by any of the search categories, names, or any of the patterns that he wants to search. Normally, when a service provider has, let us say, someone has written a service or a run itself. Once he has written a service, he'll be going to expose the service by using IP address and port details. Let us say currently our IP address and port is 8080. And once after that, he need to specify the application context root, because he might write different number of applications. So context root will play a key role to identify the service. And once after that, the URL will consist of some kind of representation, just like services, and also the name of the service, name of the actual service. See, currently we are not using any servlets. See, ultimately for our web service, for our web container, it can only understand the request by using HTTP communication, and it can only identify the normal JAXB pages request, or it can only identify the servlet related request. It can't identify your web service request directly, because you are sending something by using your web service, and the data was available within the body of your request, because you are sending XML and you cannot put the XML within your GET request. So that's the reason you are supposed to use some external frameworks, just like Apache CXF or Access frameworks. So the Apache CXF, what it will do is, it will expose your service by means of a servlet. So just like how your struts framework action servlet was available and receives all the requests and forward to the actual action class, in the same way, your Apache CXF also consists of certain servlet which will read all the requests with the pattern services/star. And once after that, it will forward to Apache CXF servlet, and the CXF servlet will call the actual web service and also the corresponding method, and finally this will return the result back to the client. So here, object to XML representation or XML to object representation will be done automatically by your frameworks. It's not required for you to perform any kind of those works. But only thing that you need to do is you just need to design a service first, service endpoint interface, and after that you need to provide the service implementation bean as well. Let us see how we can create a web service within our Eclipse. Creating a web service within Eclipse is very easy. You can just write a normal Java class and you can use Eclipse tools to generate the web service based on your Java class. The remaining artifacts will get generated automatically. So now I'm going to write one class, arithmetic operations. My intention is to write a service, arithmetic operations, and here I'm going to write 3 methods: perform addition, perform multiplication, and perform division. And once after that, I'll just expose this as a service to the client. So let us create a web project. Dynamic web project. So I'm writing it as arithmetic ops. Click on finish. So now I'm going to write a normal Java class. Arithmetic operations, com.ops.service. So in this class, write 3 methods: public, int, perform addition, integer num1, integer num2, integer sum equal to num1 plus num2, addition value plus sum, finally return the sum value. So in the same way, just write 2 more methods. Perform subtraction, the next one is perform multiplication. So this is a Java class which I want to expose as a web service to the clients. To convert a web service, the first thing is you just need to get the help from Apache CXF or Access tool. Anyway, I have already configured the Apache CXF. Right click on the Java file, go to Web Services, and the down there is an option Web Services. Click on Create Web Service. So here you can see that the web service type, whether it is a bottom-up Java Bean web service or top-down Java Bean web service. Here bottom-up, nothing but we are generating from the Java class, because normally when we start, either we can go for a WSDL or we can go for a service endpoint interface. So currently we are creating from the bottom level. We have already the service implementation bean. We want the service endpoint interface now to be created by our framework. And once after that, you just need to specify the fully qualified name for your service implementation class. I have specified that. And the server runtime is Tomcat. And web service runtime, by default, it will be Apache Access. Just click on that. Change this to Apache CXF 2.x. Service project, arithmetic ops. Leave that as is. We are good with that. Now you can see that the client type Java proxy, and here you can just change these options and verify what are all the options that are available. With respect to this one also, the first one is developing the service, and the next one is assembling the service, deploying the service to the container, finally starting the service, and you are going to write a test client as well. So we are only interested to start the service. And here for the client, see, currently we are working on a local machine, so if you want to test, you can create a local client as well. By using these options, you can see that this will create a separate project, arithmetic ops client, and this will place all the artifacts that are required, and you can make use of this and contact the server, contact the service which was deployed onto the Tomcat server. Currently we are not interested about this. Select that as no client generation. Click on next. Currently you are generating the bottom up. That means you need to have a service endpoint interface. So select this one. We don't have any service endpoint interface. You are supposed to create on your own. So create one, arithmetic operations service. So your service endpoint interface should contain all these methods. Select that one and click on next. Now you can see that this is your interface which got generated from your normal Java class file. So it has placed all the methods, whatever that you have written within your service implementation bean, and exposing them as a service provider interface methods. We'll discuss about this annotation in a second. And once after that, you can just specify what are all the methods that you want to expose as a web service operations. That will be specified by using web method annotation. And also select this one as well, web param. We'll discuss in a second. Click on next. So currently with Apache CXF, you have the option of generating the client code or else a dummy server code. You can see that the generate WSDL and the default SOAP binding, which is SOAP 1.1 version. There are two versions available, 1.1 and 1.2. Not much changes with respect to 1.2. So you're good with 1.1 as well. And generate separate XST for the data types. Select that option as well. So that means all the defaults, and you just need to select only generate client. Now this will create a WSDL file and put it onto your project. Let me check. There are some issues. It will take some time. Meanwhile, we'll take a look at the WSDL. See, once you have created the WSDL file, the WSDL is also XML based. Nothing but it consists of several XML elements. And it will also consist of information related to your operation and request and response messages and endpoint information. Your WSDL is a definite XML, nothing but it consists of only elements necessary to WSDL. Let me try creating one more time. Is it one service per class or one service for one or more classes? Yeah, it is just like one service per one class. Oh my. Is it audible now, Umid? Okay. It's just like one service per one WSDL file. But you can have many number of operations with the same level. Let me start the server if I have any issues or not. Okay, no issues. Okay. Let me deploy the application by converting it to web service. Create web service, change this to Apache CXF, click on next, create our SCI, arithmetic service, select all the methods. We want these two annotations, web method and web param. We'll see what is meant by these two annotations. We want the client code as well. Okay, it has displayed properly. Click on finish. You can verify in the logs what exactly has happened. You can see that it has used Spring Framework, and there is a CXF servlet.xml file which got created. And also you can see that setting the server's publish address to be arithmetic operations port. And you can see that there is a WSDL with the WSDL folder and arithmetic operations.WSDL file. So whenever you have done some deployments, you just need to verify what kind of logs that got generated by your application. First trying to load, but it hasn't worked anything related to the Spring. Spring is within your Apache CXF framework. That's the reason I asked to change from Spring framework to servlet.xml, sorry, CXF servlet. So this is the WSDL file that got created, and you can see that within web content only your WSDL should reside, because we want the WSDL to be available for runtime. And during the creation, we have mentioned generate separate XST for all elements. That's the reason it has created a separate XST file. Come back to your Java source. Your Java source, you can see that com.ops.service. Let me refresh. com.ops.service, and we have created arithmetic operations. That is our actual Java file or service implementation bean. And corresponding to that, you can see that one arithmetic service has created, and also one arithmetic service client also has been created, and it was provided by your Apache CXF itself. Client will discuss in a second. Come back to our arithmetic operation and arithmetic service. Web service generation is based on a framework, JAX-WS, nothing but Java API for XML web services. The JAX-WS is also annotation based, just like how your JAXB is also annotation based. You have two web services related frameworks. The first one is JAX-WS, which works on SOAP based protocols, and the next one is JAX-RS, which works on REST based web services. JAX-WS, which is annotation based, and it consists of all the required annotations in a package called javax.jws.star. It consists of all the annotations like @webservice, @webmethod, @webparam, @webresult. All are self-explanatory.
So many of our students have given testimonials on how our training programs are. You will find them on kudzu.com and on our website H2Kinfosys.com. On our website H2Kinfosys.com, you will also find more detailed information on who we are, the courses that we offer, what each course covers. Also, if you're interested in a demo program, please register on our homepage on the left-hand side. Just give us more information about yourself and we will send you a link for a demo class. The demo class is absolutely free. Experience our commitment by just attending an orientation workshop at no cost. Our team of faculty and advisors are here to guide you with the right information. If you still have more questions, please feel free to call us. Call us at 770-777-1269. This is a United States number. If you're calling from the UK, call us at 020-337-17615. You can also email us at training@h2kinfosys.com or H2Kinfosys@gmail.com. Thank you for watching our videos. We wish you a great career in information technology.